Scorpio, August 10th carries a powerful energy of revelation, emotional transformation, and quiet decisions. The tarot suggests that something you have been sensing for a while may finally become impossible to ignore. You may not receive a dramatic answer today. Instead, you may experience something much more meaningful, a moment when everything suddenly makes sense. Person's behavior, a relationship, a missed opportunity, a decision you have been delaying. Something may connect in your mind, and you may finally understand why your intuition has been speaking so loudly. Scorpio, you are not someone who easily ignores what you feel. Even when you don't have proof, you often sense when something has changed. You notice distance. You notice hesitation. You notice when someone's words don't match their actions. But sometimes you keep your observations to yourself because you want to be certain. August 10th asks you to trust what you have already learned. Not blindly, not emotionally, but consciously. There is a difference between suspicion and intuition. Suspicion creates fear. Intuition creates awareness. Today, listen for the difference. You may also realize that you have been holding on to something because you wanted closure. Perhaps you wanted someone to explain why they hurt you. Perhaps you wanted an apology. Perhaps you wanted someone to admit that they were wrong. But the tarot carries an important message. You don't always receive closure from the person who caused the wound. Sometimes you create closure yourself. You decide that you've learned enough. You decide that you've waited enough. You decide that the past no longer deserves control over your present. That decision can be incredibly powerful. In love, August 10th brings deep emotional energy. If you're in a relationship, your emotions may become stronger today. You may want deeper honesty from your partner. Surface-level conversations may no longer satisfy you. You want to know what they really feel, what they really want, what they imagine for the future, and perhaps most importantly, whether they are truly choosing you. If there has been emotional distance, don't pretend it doesn't exist. But don't attack the person either. Speak honestly. Tell them what you've noticed. Tell them what you've been feeling. And ask them what is happening inside their heart. You may discover something unexpected. Perhaps your partner has been carrying a fear they never knew how to express. Perhaps they have been worried about the future. Perhaps they have been dealing with personal pressure. Or perhaps the conversation reveals a truth you've already sensed. Either way, knowing the truth is better than living inside uncertainty. For some Scorpio natives, however, August 10th may reveal that a relationship has become emotionally unbalanced. You may have been giving loyalty while receiving uncertainty. You have been patient while the other person has remained inconsistent. You've protected their feelings while yours were repeatedly ignored. If that is your situation, the tarot asks you to stop confusing loyalty with self-sacrifice. You can love someone deeply and still recognize that the relationship is hurting you. You can understand their circumstances and still decide that you deserve something different. You don't have to hate someone to walk away. Sometimes walking away is simply an act of self-respect. If you're single, Scorpio, there is intriguing romantic energy around you. Someone may be attracted to your mysterious nature, your confidence, your emotional depth, the fact that you don't reveal everything immediately. Someone could become curious about you after a simple conversation. They may want to know more. They may find reasons to contact you, and they may be more interested than they are willing to admit. Don't rush. Observe. Let their actions tell you what their intentions are. You don't need to force a connection. If it is genuine, it will develop naturally. There may also be someone from your past who thinks about contacting you. But the cards suggest caution. Before reopening that chapter, remember what the relationship actually felt like. Not only how it looked during the good moments. Ask yourself, would this person fit into the life I am building now? Not the life you had before. Not the version of you who accepted less. The person you are becoming deserves a different kind of relationship. a healthier one, a more honest one, a relationship where you don't have to constantly decode someone's behavior. Career energy becomes increasingly powerful throughout the day. Something you've been working on may finally begin attracting attention. Perhaps a manager notices your dedication. A client appreciates your work. Someone recommends you for an opportunity. Or you may suddenly see a path towards something you've wanted for a long time. Don't underestimate quiet progress. You may feel that nothing is happening because the results haven't appeared yet. But things can develop behind the scenes. August 10th encourages you to stay prepared. If you're looking for a new job, keep searching. If you're considering a business idea, research it. If you're waiting for recognition, continue improving your work. If you want a promotion, start acting like the person who is ready for that responsibility. Your opportunity may arrive sooner than you think. But there is one warning. Don't let pride prevent you from learning. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to be the strongest person in the room. Sometimes asking a question opens a door. Sometimes admitting that you need help creates a connection that becomes important later. Scorpio, your determination is powerful. But determination becomes even stronger when combined with humility. Financially, August 10th brings a message about control. You may be thinking more seriously about your long-term security. Perhaps you want to save more, pay something off, invest in yourself, start a business, or simply stop feeling anxious every time an unexpected expense appears. The cards suggest that financial stability will come through strategy rather than sudden luck. Look at your spending. Look at your priorities. Think about what you are building. Don't allow someone else's lifestyle to make you feel behind. You don't know what happens behind their closed doors. Build your own security. There may also be an opportunity connected to a skill you have developed quietly. Research, technology, writing, business, sales, creative work, management. Something you have learned through experience may eventually become a source of income. Don't dismiss your knowledge simply because it came through difficult experiences. Sometimes the lessons that cost us the most become the things that make us the strongest. Family energy may bring an emotional moment today. Someone close to you could reveal something they have been keeping private. A relative may ask for your advice, or an old disagreement could resurface. Try not to react immediately. Scorpio has a powerful emotional intensity, and when you feel hurt, you can remember every detail. But today isn't necessarily about winning an argument. It's about understanding what truly matters. If the relationship matters, speak honestly. If the relationship has become toxic, protect yourself. You don't need to maintain every connection simply because it has history. History is not the same thing as loyalty. Sometimes people stay in our lives because we love them. Sometimes they stay because we are afraid of letting them go. Know the difference. There is also a strong healing message around your past. Something you thought you had completely moved beyond may return to your thoughts today. Maybe a person. Maybe an old mistake. Maybe a version of yourself that you no longer recognize. Don't judge yourself for remembering. Healing doesn't mean forgetting. It means remembering without being controlled by the memory. You can look back and say, "That hurt me." And then also say, "But it no longer defines me." That is growth. As the day progresses, you may experience a powerful realization. You may recognize that you have been trying to control an outcome that was never completely yours to control. You can't control whether someone loves you. You can't control whether someone stays. You can't control whether an opportunity appears. You can't control how other people interpret your choices. But you can control your response. You can choose your boundaries. You can choose your next move. You can choose whether you remain stuck or begin moving forward. And that is where your power is. Scorpio, August 10th may also bring a strong urge to simplify your life. You may suddenly become tired of unnecessary conversations, drama, gossip, people who constantly demand your attention, situations that create confusion. You may want peace, and that is a good sign. Your priorities are changing. You are becoming less interested in proving yourself and more interested in protecting your energy. Not everyone needs access to you. Not every message requires an answer. Not every argument deserves your participation. Not every person deserves another chance. That realization can make your life much lighter. By evening, your emotions may settle. You may look at something that once felt overwhelming and realize that it is no longer as powerful as it was. Maybe because the situation changed. Or maybe because you changed. And that difference matters. You have survived things that once made you believe you couldn't. You have rebuilt yourself before. You have started again. You have lost people. You have found yourself. And every difficult experience has made you more aware of what you will and will not accept. Don't forget that. Tonight, give yourself permission to rest. You don't have to figure out your entire future. You don't need to make every decision today. You don't need to know exactly what happens next. Just ask yourself, what do I know now that I didn't know before? The answer may be surprisingly powerful. Maybe you know that someone isn't right for you. Maybe you know that you're ready for a new career. Maybe you know that you need to take your finances more seriously. Maybe you know that you are ready to forgive yourself. Whatever it is, trust the lesson. The tarot message for Scorpio on August 10th is about transformation. Not the kind that happens overnight. The kind that happens quietly inside you. You stop reacting the same way. You stop chasing the same people. You stop accepting the same behavior. You stop fearing the same things. And one day you realize, I have changed. That is where your next chapter begins. So Scorpio, if someone reveals their true intentions today, believe what you see. If someone offers genuine love, don't be afraid to receive it. If an opportunity appears, don't let fear make the decision. If your intuition warns you, slow down. If your heart tells you that something is finished, don't force it to continue. And if life gives you a chance to begin again, take it. You don't have to erase the past to create a better future. You only need to stop allowing the past to decide what happens next. August 10th may be a quiet turning point, a truth, a decision, a release, a new beginning. And perhaps the most important thing the tarot wants you to understand is this. You are not losing yourself by letting go of what no longer belongs in your life. You are finding yourself again, the version of you that is stronger, wiser, more selective, more peaceful, and far less willing to settle for anything that makes you question your own worth. So tonight, Scorpio, let yourself believe that something better can exist. You don't need to know exactly what it looks like yet. Just leave the door open, because sometimes the moment you finally stop looking backward is the exact moment your future begins walking toward you.